This. Okay, so good night, everyone. Let me just briefly introduce myself. My name is Marissa Thompson. I am a director in training based in the Bahamas, and I love the book. I started this business in February of 2025, and I've been on fire for the business. But tonight we're going to be sharing more on the booking side. So, travel advisors, fundamentals to success. All right. So the goal for this Zoom is to help new bookers and also familiar bookers to understand the basics, get organized, start marketing, and to actually use the tools that is available in their back offices. All right. So first thing first, the basics. Know what your IntelliTravel basics. Understanding the difference between agent and agency. So also knowing where to locate your agent ID and your website information. So agency versus agent is two different things. When signing up for, I like to call it your travel partners, but IntelliTravel calls it preferred partners list. When you're signing up for those emails, they will ask you a lot of different questions. And every vendor has their own requirements for accepting you or giving you access to their website. So they'll ask you for your agent information. So that is your personal information, your telephone contact, your address, your email address, your P number that you did receive when you first joined the business. When they say agency, they're asking for IntelliTravel's information, which you got on that same email that gives IntelliTravel telephone contact, their address, the AIDA number, the clear number, and like I say, different vendors will ask for different requirements. So you just always revert back to that initial email, and the answers for those questions to get access is right in that email. They don't ask anything else outside the box. The most they might ask is for your telephone contact. Okay? So also we're going to get familiarized with our website. Your website, your IntelliTravel website, you're not going to break your back office. Do not be afraid to go in there, click around, look at things. That's what I did, and that's how you learn. And it's going to take a while to get familiar with those tabs. And even me being in the business almost 2 years, I still don't know where everything is. But once you click and you see, it is very straightforward, right? So we encourage you to complete your training IntelliTravel University. And like I said, explore all of the tools and resources that is available. So don't just watch, but practice. Click things, go in there, go as far as you can go. You will not break it. Even when it comes to booking, go as far as you can go. Just stop at when they start to ask you for the credit card information. That's where you stop. Okay. So the more you use your resources, the more you're going to get confident and you will become the expert travel agent that we know that you're going to achieve. Okay. So the next slide is number 2, understanding your role as a travel agent. Okay. So as a travel agent, it is your role to do your research. When your clients come and ask you about, let's just say, a trip to Bora Bora, it is your job as a travel advisor to go and do some form of research to help them, because the reason they're coming to you is because maybe they don't know how to book the trip to Bora Bora, or they don't have time to do it. So this is where you create your relationship with your client and ask questions to find out how best that you can assist them. So you gotta do your due diligence. You gotta do some research. You have to go on Google, ChatGPT, TikTok, or even follow other travel agents because they're always dropping nuggets that will help you with your business, okay? So compare your options, evaluate prices, destinations, and experiences. Now we all have those clients who come and say, "Oh, I want a cheap flight or a cheap, not flight, a cheap hotel at this certain place, like Punta Cana or wherever it may be." And as the travel advisor, You are the expert. So you can advise them if the price that they're providing for you is will match the budget that they're looking for. And you as a travel agent need to let them know, hey, if you really want to go to Bora Bora, and I understand your price budget is 2,000, but from my research and what I'm seeing on my experience, you may have to add another 1,000 on it for a couple of two to stay X, Y, and Z. You let them know and you give them options. Is this someplace that you really want to go? Maybe we could push the dates back further so we could create a payment plan for you. Maybe we could pick on maybe another destination that's still luxurious, but maybe has a cheaper budget, maybe some cheaper hotels. And I don't like to really use the word cheap. Let's start to use less expensive or within your budget, because clients say this cheap and they just automatically think that they can find these places for under $100. And we have to really be transparent. Hilton and the Holiday Inn even in as cheap as they used to be when we was younger. Everything prices have gone up, and we as advisors have to give our clients that information in the best professional way, of course. Okay. So find the best fit that match your client with travel that suits their needs. These are all the things as a travel advisor you need to be looking into. And I'm starting to stop calling my travel advice. I used to call them agents. I'm not calling you guys agents any longer. I'm calling you advisors because you are professional travel advisors. You give your clientele the information, the expertise. This is why you have these training and all these tools. You are the plug now. So we need to educate our customers. So provide great service, do follow-up, stay connected before, during, and after the trip. And this is very crucial. If you have somebody who may have asked for a quote and they didn't follow with you, you follow up with them. Have maybe a day or two and you follow up with them and let them know. Find out if the budget was within it. Did they review it? Is there any wiggle room? If they have any questions, because not your follow-up could really jeopardize your pocket, your money. You is power in the follow-up. So you definitely have to follow up with your clientele. And even if they don't book with you, you add them to your customer list so that you continuously send them flyers. And I don't want to jump ahead to the marketing part, but you continue to just communicate with them and make sure you're at the top of their mind for their next travel trip. Okay. So again, build relationships, you value and make travel easier, not just reservations. So this is where we are experts. We are the plug. And if you don't know, do not be afraid. Research, go on ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. You can hear me say a lot about ChatGPT because ChatGPT basically takes all of the internet's information and brings it to you. So you don't have to go into Google, into this website. So it brings all of the information to you. So I normally use ChatGPT first to help me, and then I know what I have to look for and where. Okay. So I want everybody to start thinking, I am the travel expert. That is why my clients come to me. Okay. So number 3, what do you want to be known for? Right? When people think about travel, what do you want them to think of you about? Do you want to be a family vacation? Do you want to be specializing in cruises, luxury travel, honeymoons, girls' trips, groups trips, all-inclusive resorts, Disney, whatever it may be? Choose your lane and become known for it. You focus on that niche and you build trust, connections to the right clients, and make your marketing more powerful. It shows and it teaches people what your business is about. Not saying that even though I personally always post about cruises and all inclusive, that's what my brand is. That's what I want to focus on at this time of my business. That's what I can handle for my business. So Even though I constantly post that, do I have people asking me about flights, reaching out to me for other things? Of course. So even if you just market your niche as one thing, persons are still going to reach out to you for other areas that you can still make money on. But find a niche, what your business want to be known for, and definitely make a target when it comes to your budget. If it is family, make packages for families of four. Make package of maybe, they have some families where two couples go and they take their children. They have the group ones. Be creative with what your niche is going to be. Okay? So, oh, we're going, they're going backwards. Sorry. So, number four, get organized. So, this is crucial within our business as travel advisors. We have to be organized when it comes to our business. You don't want to wait till you start to get busy to start to put these tools and systems in place. So, I recommend persons to use, of course, the JET form to collect client information easier. This form helps you to organize information. This form helps you to weed out those clients who are serious and those who are jokers. I've had persons message me and they'll be like, oh, I hear you're a travel agent. I need you to book X, Y, and Z for me, or I need you to find out about X, Y, and Z for me. And then I'll respond, I'll be like, thank you so much for reaching out. I truly appreciate it. Can you please follow this form for me? And then I will move forward with searching, for your travel. And some persons, they click on it, they follow the form. Others, they never respond. Those persons who don't respond, I do not worry about them because they're not serious about traveling right now. I don't worry about them. You have to, as an entrepreneur, in a way, you have to teach people how to treat your business. Don't let people have you all over the place. Keep, because when you have to think about your future. I always like to think about the end game. The goal is you want to be able to say you having 6 bookings a day, for the week or however you want it to be. So the question is, how are you going to keep those bookings organized? If 5 people message you today and say they need you to research these trips for them, and they want this information by Friday, how are you going to be on top of that? What systems in place you have? And that's how I always tell people to treat their business. Don't treat your business as it's a hobby. Treat your business as what you want it to become. Okay, so I'm definitely going to show y'all some samples of the jet form. And then the next one is Linktree or the link bio. I personally use the link in bio. So this is a landing page that you could create and you could put different links on this one landing page. So when persons click on it, they could see a variety of things you have available. So for me, mines would have like my search engine for if they want to search their travel themselves. It would have if they want me to search it, that form for them to fill out. Let's say if they're just looking for activities to book themselves, I have my Viator link on it, just to name a few things. And I encourage you, have that because it keeps it organized. It shows people what you want them to do or what you have available right off the bat. What they could click on, and people nosy, they can click and they can see anyway. So it's a good setup, and I'll show you one at the end as well. So the landing page is the same thing as the link. I just wanted to list some of the links that I personally use. I've used LinkedIn. I'm presently using this link bio one. I like that one because it has a free version, but then it has a paid yearly version. Or no, I think that one has a one-time, not yearly, a one-time fee. Once I paid out lump sum for that one time, I never had to pay again. So that's why I love that one. And mailer lit is a good one. And it also has like mailing too, where if you want to do like email blasts, stuff like that, definitely I encourage you. And I didn't put this in the presentation, but definitely collect information, collect your clients' information. Even if they only ask questions, they just wanted a quote and they didn't book, keep their contact, keep their emails. send information to that on a monthly, bi-weekly, however you want to keep connected with your customers. It's always very important to keep in mind that you want to be your customer's bestie. So as your bestie, do you wait for your friend to call you, or when you want to talk to you, just reach out to her? You always just reach out. So that's why you want to keep those contacts, because you're going to be able to reach out to these persons at your own leisure, not waiting for when they remember to contact you about travel. Okay. So definitely I encourage everyone to bookmark, save your websites, save your passwords, get organized with that at the top of your website. All of my websites, all of my travel vendors are saved in like a I have a title travel business. I have everything saved, and I have the passwords saved in it, because life is be life, and sometimes I don't remember all these passwords and stuff like that. And then I have a backup. I have them written in a book. I have one book that when I started this business, I still have that book, and everything is written in that. So if my computer crash, at least got my book, okay? So like I said, make sure you have your passwords and stuff like that, because if your computer crash, I don't, and I always have computer crashing. So that's why I definitely write down or save it as a backup on Google, on your Google Drive, of course. All right. So number 5 is marketing is key. And we briefly talked a little bit about marketing, right? So people need to know what you can do for them, what you can do for them when it comes to booking. People are going to automatically just think that you're a travel agent. You book flights. Like, everybody always is out for flights, So as a travel advisor, you need to take your marketing seriously. And like we said, remember we said earlier about your niches. You're going to make sure create flyers, post content. So if you are what do I want to say? Let's just say, okay, let's just stick with the family trips. You specialize in family trips. So you're going to make sure share tips when it comes to tips like parents would need to know when traveling with kids. Funny, educational, whatever. You'll just always focus on that. Would that limit you? No, you don't have to only focus on parenting travel tips, but remember, that's your niche and that's what you want to be known for. So obviously you're going to share more of that. But obviously you're going to share general travel tips too as well. Give persons destination ideas, not because they're traveling with their kids and their mind may be limited, because we're in the Bahamas. Most people, all they think is Orlando, Orlando. As the travel advisor, do some research, see where other places that they may be able to take their children, have a good time, the kids have a good time. Share those destinations on your social media with flyers, however you want to market. And if you are a person who don't like social media, it is fine. You could market your business word of mouth, print out flyers, however you feel comfortable with promoting your business. But some form of promotion has to be done, because closed mouth don't get fed, pretty much, right? So you're going to give hotel ideas, cruises, travel deals. So we always getting different information in our back office from not our back office, from in our mail, from emails from IntelliTravel. So utilize some of those plans and some of those ideas, those budgets friendly stuff, and share it, or do your own research. Like the other day on TikTok, I think I shared in the group that hotel. I can't remember the hotel name, but I did save it. The hotel was like an all-inclusive right there in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. I thought that was a good idea. Some people can't afford to go to Panama. Some people can't afford to go to Punta Cana right now. But that's an option you can give them. Let's just say you give them a quote for Punta Cana and that ain't in their budget. That hotel right there in Florida could be a option, and you still get a commission. They still have a little luxury vacation, but it's still within their budget and you still get money in your pocket. And that is what we are as advisors have to do to make this money. We got to work the business, okay? So also share your personal travel experiences, new or old. You may be like me, not traveling as much right now. Share some of your old content, some of your old videos. Share just videos of destinations you may have found on social media. They have what's the site name? I need to, I think it's not eBay. It's another site that sells like flyers and pre-made stuff. Etsy. Etsy is it. Etsy sells like pre-made flyers, and they have a lot when it comes to travel advisors too. They sell video content clips of destinations and stuff like that. So if there's no limitation when it comes to your business, everything is on the internet to help you. So don't allow, because you may not be able to travel right now to certain places, to say you can't post content. Everyone is making money here. They're selling these things for persons to buy to reuse. Okay? And to be honest, your clients don't care. They see the pretty beaches. They call they can message say, "Who where that is? Well, who where that is? How you just booked that?" They didn't even notice you wasn't even in the video or nothing. Okay? So don't overthink those stuff. Client bookings and wins and testimonies. Always be ready to get the testimony. If you, I don't care how small the booking is, you check in with your customers. You ask them, "Hey, how's the trip going?" And they're gonna, some of them are gonna reach out to you and say, "Hey, the trip is going fine. I had such a great time." Miss Joan, one of her clients just reached out to me that I referred her to. I referred them to her, and they was like, "Oh my God, we're having such a good time. Miss Joan took care of us." And I send them a message. I say, "Awesome." I say, "Can you send us like a photo or something to help us build our businesses?" Ask for the photos, ask for the reviews. They are going to be more than happy to share your flyer on their trip, because whilst they posting their photos, they can post your flyer, because everybody can ask them how they get there. So they can say, "Call the number on the flyer." So you can be using one booking to get another booking. So always repurpose, okay? So always do, you can use social media to do did you know travel facts. That's another way to just share things, get discussions going. The one I like too, the best is when you do where would you want to go, and you give them A, B, C, D option, and say drop your option in the chat, in the comments, and then you just get the conversation going. And then you could even just send them a message and say, "Hey, I saw you pick Bora Bora. Would you believe I could find you a Bora Bora trip, a hotel stay for X, Y, and Z days for this amount?" And they might be like, "Oh yeah, wow, send me some more information." They may not book, but then at least they know more about you, and they'll notice that you're a travel advisor, okay? So show your value, not just book with me. Give people a reason to trust you before they ever reach out to you. This is the part where we build our like, know, and trust factor. Some people, they watching you. They see you posting, and they're eventually going to reach out to you. So you have to have that consistency when it comes to your business, okay? So number 6 is use your business for your travel goals, right? So stop dreaming, start doing. So, like I said, some of us may not be able to travel now. Some of us may have travel destinations that we want to go. Create the group trip, create it. Put the budget together and let persons know that, "Hey, I'm going X, Y, and Z next year. Who wants to come with me?" You will be surprised how many people will want to come with you on that trip. And you give them a payment plan, and by the time you finish booking everybody, you going on your trip for free. And some travel agents are using this system to travel the world. So create the content, start the conversations, build the excitement, generate the booking, work towards your travel goals. So let's just say, since I done talking about Bora Bora, but I want to go Thailand, right? So once you make it exclusive, some travel agents, they create their flyers, they get the payment plan together, they get the budget together. And then what they do is they reach out to people, share their flyer as persons, um, reach out and inquire, and they start to pay. They create like a Facebook group. And in that Facebook group, they share information. That's how they communicate with those persons who are going on the trip. Not everybody do the WhatsApp, but we love WhatsApp more here in the Bahamas. But definitely you do WhatsApp group. You could do a Facebook group, stuff like that, to share like different things that you're gonna do in Thailand. And don't limit yourself. Just continue to push, and you'll be surprised. And if you don't want to go, you could find someone. You may know a traveler. You may know someone who loves to travel, and they may not want to be a part of the business, you know. So you could use them and say, okay, where do you want to go? Let's create you a trip, share it with your friends and family. And depending on how many bookings I get, X, Y, and Z, I'll give you. You understand me? Because guess what? Depending on how many bookings on cruises, you could give that person their cabin for free, depending on how many bookings you generate to them. Or you could give them cruise credits, or you could even just go with your pocket, because you're making so much commission. You could go with your pocket and put a payment on their cabin. There's so many options that you could still make money in this travel business, okay? So your business is the vehicle. Use it to go where you want to go, okay? And let me check the chat, make sure no one is saying anything. Good evening. No worries. Oh, what are you doing now? Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Okay. Number 7, we talked about consistency and action for briefly. And I hope I'm making sense to everybody. I hope everyone's understanding. And then we're gonna go and practice by just trying to speed up this part, so I could definitely take my time with the practical parts, okay? So consistency and action. Daily posts. Post or share your content. Start conversations, follow up, engage with your audience. This is something that you have to do. Create a schedule. You may not be aggressive like me and post every day. And to be honest, I don't post every day, but once I remember, I share the post. And like I say, systems you put in place. So for me and my phone, my album have a feature that says favorite. So I could heart some photos, and it stays in this album called favorite. So in that album, those are all of the flyers, the content that I like, that I want to always just share, share, share. So every day I'll just go in that album and I'll just share something depending on what I want to focus on. Organization is key. We do not want to get overwhelmed in our business. So the best way is to do what works best for you, okay? So post. If you need to post once a week, that's fine. Twice a week, that's fine. However it is, if you just want to post on WhatsApp, that's fine. But whatever you do, be consistent with it. And I definitely always tell persons, send your flyers to your friends and family all the time. Do it once a month, every 2 weeks. Tell the people, share your flyer. At least they could do that. And they do it. So share your flyer, because they may not end up being your customer, but somebody who knows them may end up reaching out to you, okay? So don't get discouraged. Do the reach around, use them to promote your business, because you could get a potential travel client from them just sharing your flyer content or whatever, okay? So, like I said, share weekly travel tips, promotions, your services, talk about destinations, follow up with your leads, and these are weekly activities that's going to help you with your money. We call these money generated activities. Learn something new about your business, and whatever you learn, share it with the class, share it with your audience, let them know. People want to see your journey in your business too, A lot of people love to see that. A lot of people are watching behind the scene, and they won't say anything, but unfortunately, they're cheering you on in silence. And when they buck into you, or when they see you, they may say, girl, I saw you be posting your stuff and you doing such a good job. Now I tell them, now, if you see my stuff, definitely at least like it, so tell them like it. But you would be surprised who is watching, because all of a suddenly you'll be posting, and then all of a sudden somebody reach out to you, hey, you could book me X, Y, and Z. because they've been seeing you. And when time for them to travel, they're going to remember you to reach out to you, okay? So work towards your travel goals. Write down your personal goals too as well, okay? So the so be consistent, consistency over quantity to do anything every single day, no matter how small. The little steps will make big results. I always like to remember when they say, I don't know why they want you to eat a elephant, right? But they say in order to eat an elephant, you worrying about trying to eat that, excuse me, that whole elephant one time. They say take bite sizes. So always remember that small steps, small consistent actions will create great results. And I'm telling you this from my own personal experience, me being an entrepreneur for over 10 years with my hair care business. I had a boutique. Um, I've worked in hospitality for over 10 years too as well. So trust you me, consistency, small steps will create big results. So we're going to get into the back office. When you talk about the back office, like I said, don't hesitate, click around, explore, practice, bookmark your websites, save your login, securities, know where your resources are located. Practice navigating your back office regularly and learn where to find your answers before you need them. Okay? So be confident, and with confidence comes repetition and hands-on use. The more you explore, the more comfortable you will be. So you don't have to memorize everything. You just have to know where to look. That is it. Okay? So the book is mindset. You don't need to know everything, like I said. You just need to know where to find answers. Research, learn, use your resources, serve your clients, and keep growing. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start using your business and let's get comfortable with it, okay? So it's practice time. We're going to go into IntelliTravel, back office. We're going to look at some travel vendors, create a bundle, and show you how I use ChatGPT. So I hope this part of the presentation was good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. So we are going to go, and I hope everyone still can see my screen. Somebody let me know if they can see my IntelliTravel screen, please. You can see my IntelliTravel screen, right? Okay, awesome. Okay, so like I said, with IntelliTravel, you got your personalized advisor website here. Hopefully my, okay, my internet is doing what it needs to be doing tonight. So you just upload your photo, pick a nice cover photo, just some little information, and your website will be available for you. And this is your website address right here that you will give to your clients. Okay, for new persons purposes, I will, okay. So this is how your website will look, standard for persons to do booking. And this is your back office, not your back office. This is some little deals and stuff. And this is what you pay for with your monthly fee. These little highlights and stuff that you don't have to do yourself. These updates are always done by our ITs in the back office working for us. And that's the best part about this business, right? So everything is self-explanatory. You got the book travel, everything pertaining to book travel, your preferred partners information here. That's the list that I spoke about briefly, where you can find it. You just click here and you'll have access to that list. If you are a part of our team, you would have gotten like a quick starter checklist, I like to call it, where it highlights some of the vendors we recommend for you to start, that to help you get started a little faster. But this is just the list, and all of the information. We do have to do reading as travel advisors, okay? Your agency. So when you see my agency, this is everything for you. Your IntelliPerks, Jen, the travel genius, content. We even have content information to help in our back office. We have numerous training, many things that we do. Education. This is the IntelliTravel University that we always recommend our advisors to start with. And please keep in mind, you do not have to do the training before you book. You can book from day one, okay? So I like to always point that out for everyone. This is our help center, and right here in the corner also is where you can talk to customer service too as well. And you could always just email them directly too. So for, hold on one sec. This thing come on my way. Why does come on my way? Come on my way. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on, why did that come on my way? Okay, let me move that out my way there then. Okay. So, like I said earlier, we talked about jet form. Hopefully my jet form is still logged in. So, this is, I don't know, I got locked out of my first jet form for whatever reason. I don't know. But let's see if I could click on it and it will show the sample of it. Hold on. Okay, view. Okay. So jet form, this is where you create your questionnaire for persons to get their quotes. Travel advisors have it for many different things that they need to collect information for. For like my cruises, my information, I just use a Google Drive Excel sheet. For once person is ready to book, they could just go on that Excel sheet, put who's staying where, in which cabins with who, give me their date of birth, their passport information, like all of that. So when you're ready to start putting in the information, you have all of the information right there in the front of you. You don't have to be back and forth. Organization is truly key as travel advisor, and it helps to alleviate some of the stress. And we know most of us are doing this part-time, okay? So I always encourage organization is key. So for my landing page, so like I talked about, I said link tree, and this is the link in bio one. This has an app version too on your phone, a mobile version one. So I basically designed it. You just pick a color, put a photo and stuff like that, put in your information. So this is where I have like how to get started as a travel business, book your travel. And when they click on these, this takes them to those links. Need to book your travel excursion, enroll now, your sponsor, Marissa, stuff like that. Okay, so the Usher and Chris Brown, I have that one still posted. And then also my other businesses I have as followed. So this is a good way. You could have this like link post at the top of your Facebook, on your Instagram page, stuff like that. So persons know how to reach out to you. If you have WhatsApp, business, the business app version, you could do like a greeting, and the greeting would have like your website link. So especially if you want your customers to do their own booking and stuff like that, you could just forward them to that, okay? So is this the one? Oh, Wix is also a good website and landing page you could create too. But I like Linktree and this one because it has it more like just slots. So you just put the link, you put the name, like you ain't really no creating. Like all of this, they do this. All I do is pick the photo. I put my photo, I say I want it black, and I put my writing. So less stress, okay? So the next thing on the agenda is to do the bundle. All right. So I wanted to show persons how I personally do the bundles, which is very simple. So you will just look for your travel sample. So like for me, I'll always go a year in. I'll go in September, August or something. Like whenever people traveling, I'll pick something, right? So that's a 6-day, 2 adults. And I hope everyone still could see my screen, right? So you just search that information. So you could do this method with anything. You just search the information, you get your prices, you get everything. So I'm just gonna pick the first thing right off the bat because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Okay. So I'll pick the garden. I agree. And Vacation Express update their website. So I hope I understand this. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it's telling me. Hold on. They jump straight into. Okay, so the hotel information is here. Okay, cool. So this is what I would do. I would take this right here because I don't like to work hard. I copy that. I have like a little note section on a notepad on my laptop. So I would just copy that. I would paste that information, right? I'll take out what I don't want. I'll take the price. Sometimes I be lazy, I just do this. I'll just copy all of that, right? Not the fields. I copy all of that. And then I put that in the notes too. I go down. Because I'm busy. I have to be real. And I wanted to be very transparent with everyone to know that it doesn't have to be so hard to create a flyer, right? Total fee. And then so it say 2 adults. So you could even change this to say, yeah, just leave it 2 adults. And then you could either leave it as each, or most of the time we like to put per person on the flyers. So you just put per person, right? Then it says monthly payment. Oh, what I click. So, like I say, lazy. So I copy and paste and everything. It's like I doing this when I just come off from work. I'm tired, but the work still has to get done. So payment, so I could say like monthly rather than doing that. Say monthly payment as low as, and then I'll just leave it as that, right? So that's basically the hotel information. Then you could add like, because did it have? Okay, so it has, did I add it? I didn't add it, but okay, so right here, definitely add the shared. I didn't add it, but before I would add it. So I would add the transportation, so that means the price have to go up. So you could put somewhere, include airport. You could say include round trip. I think that's that. Airport transportation, right? I spelled transportation wrong. I leave off my T. ChatGPT can fix that. All right. And then, okay, the price goes up to 906. So the per person goes up too as well. And the monthly payment goes up. So I have to change all of that, right? So that changed to $1,453, and the monthly fee goes to $135. All right. So let's just say for that. So we'll save that. If you add anything else, you could include it. You could even put electrical documents included, but you don't really have to put that on the flyer. Um, so let's just say where we said it was going. We said it was going to Barbados. That's what we said. And we send people. Yeah, we send them to Barbados. Okay. So let's just say if you want to give them some activities, something like that, this is where you would use Viator. Now, why is my Viator not? Okay. So, let's open it. Oh, okay. Internet problem. Why did it drop me? So we said Barbados is where they was going. And then we said August. I think we said the 22nd. But however, right? Because they might not even go to you search the whole thing to see what's available. But you know, like you might when you personally book the activity, you might book it for the 24th that day, or depending on which day they want to do the activity. So you search 2 adults. Close out 1 or 2 things because I think my computer going slow. Close that out. Close that out. Okay, so they'll give you a list of different activities. You'll just look through it depending on, the vibe you're trying to promote for this package, right? So just for time purposes, I'll pick this one right here, right? So it's saying it's, so I would just basically copy this. Why is the whole thing not copied? Copy the whole information, go right back to my notes, and then I will put include or put activities. You put, why do I, anyway, it's spelled wrong too bad. Oh, because I do it down. All right. And then it's going to be $110 per person. So we know that. So we know that's going to have to get added to their total cost, right? So you could always look down here too and see what's all included. Like I say, includes lunch, open bar, snacks, no need to bring your own, like stuff like that you could add. You don't need to say the no need to bring your own, but you could say what it includes. If you want to, you could add all of that onto the flyer, right? So for time purposes, if it's multiple activities you want to put in this bundle, you could search them and put the information in and just add it the total, okay? So now that you have to add an additional 110, so the package goes up to $3,126, right? So that is the total. So that's going to be down here, right? Total package, right? And then obviously you'll do be divided by 2. So now, because now you don't want to include this here, because remember, we're giving them a total now for the whole trip, because if it was just the hotel, that would have been per person. But now we add in the activities, so the price is going to go up to 1,563 flat, right? Per person. The monthly payment, you could leave as is, or you could add it. You could increase it, or you could say maybe deposit is depending on the amount. So let's do it realistically. I want to do it realistically. All right. So realistically, it is 3,126. 3,126. So that is about, let's just say if you want them to pay this in 6 months, right? So first of all, you do maybe a deposit of, let's just say, to hold the hotel, 200 each, because I wasn't sure what Vacation Express amount was. I think their deposit still is $50 each, but let's just say you want to do $200 per person. So you'll write that down. So that's 400 from that balance, and divide the balance, which is the 2,726, you'll divide that by 6 months, right? So you might round it off. So the monthly payment is going to be, and it's 4,500, and I say 4,000, $454 and change, but you always round it off. You just say 55. Give it a flat round off, right? So that's what it's going to be, right? For that monthly payment for this trip. So now you're going to take all of this, copy and paste. You're going to copy it. You're going to go to ChatGPT. You're going to tell Chat, hey Chat, create me a flyer for this travel package. Add my contact. You put 242-533-0544. Here's the information. I'm writing back because I rush it. Information. And then you just take that information and you paste it, right? Now, sometimes I have to remind Chat my business name is Fab Travel and Events. Because sometimes Chat look like she's forget, right? If you want your photo, you could attach your photo there, and you could say add my photo. I recommend that you use a photo that doesn't have any filters, because it would look more like your natural self. If it has filters, if it's already a filtered photo, it may not look exactly like you. So Chat say give them your original photo, okay? And then we'll talk just a brief second about Chat, and then y'all could we could open up for like if we on the questions or any discussion, okay? And then I'm gonna stop the share, the record. So Chat doing it, and I do pay the monthly like 7 something for the Go Chat version because I need Chat in my life. So you just think of Chat. A lot of people don't like Chat GPT, but I tell people to think of it as your assistant. You don't let Chat GPT just do the work. You got to do the research. You got to find the information. You got to tell Chat how you want the thing sound. Give it something. Give it at least a talk to it and give it a voice note and say, Chat, I want to say da 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 da, make it sound better. Okay? So this is the package. Chat did it. Because I've been working with Chat a little while. Chat already know what I like, But if there's anything you want to change on it, you could just look at it, review it, and then go right back and say, Chat, I don't like that. Take that off. Like, how she gonna add this email address? That's not my email address. So I'll go back and say, that's not my email address. Change that. Right? But I would download it, and then I would use this as a promotion. And then I would take this information here. Hold on, where I just read. I say Chat. Where is the file? Right here. Hold on. Oh, I just posted. Okay. So that same information, I could say, hey, Chat, create a social media post with this info and put a CTA, a call to action, right? Because you want persons to do something. Or you could tell Chat, hey, give me some ideas for a social post with for this information, and it'll give you like a variety. No, not a flyer, not a flyer. Oh Lord. And this the part where you have to be specific with chat. You have to be specific because chat could just say, okay, you want flyers, so let me finish a flyer. So you say create a, why is it not stopping? Hold on. Chat one embarrass me now because we recording. Anyway, let's see what chat create. But you get what I trying to say. Let me go to the next page because I want I want to really be clear. Hey, chat, create a wording social media post with this information. You see, chat telling me up here to fly already. And then I'll do full stop and I'll paste the same information. So see, now chat take the same information and now I could copy and paste this and I could post this on my social media this way, or I can use the flyer and post it this way. I could use either or. I could tell chat to break this up into different questions to help me to get persons to see if they're interested in this type of booking. So that's just some of the tips that I use to get my work and flyers out faster. Like I say, always customize it to your brand. You could tell ChatGPT what color, your branding colors. If you don't like how it sounds, you could literally do a questionnaire with ChatGPT to answer a few questions so they could understand the vibes you trying to give. So that is the end of my presentation. I am so happy everyone came and I appreciate your time. So let me stop record.